Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. This is Mariam again, and I'm here with you in a new episode of The Legend Show. The musical instruments from ancient Egypt tombs have survived in four main categories: idiophones such as rattles and clappers, membranophones such as drums and tambourines, aerophones such as pipe, flute, trumpet, and bugle, and chordophones such as stringed instruments. In major museum collections, such as those in Cairo, Berlin, London, Paris, Turin, Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, idiophones are well represented. Other types are rarer. To supplement the corpus of actual instruments, scenes on temple and tomb walls illustrate music in practice and show how at different periods different ensemble groupings were favored. The absence of any notation implies that musical skills were imparted by word of mouth. This lack is a fundamental impediment to knowledge of how the instruments were played, and theories about rhythms and scales in use can only be conjectural. The instruments that above all symbolized Egypt for the ancient world was the sistrum. It is the commonest surviving idiophones, and it pervaded the Roman world as an attribute of the goddess Isis. It had two many forms in Egypt, both featuring the goddess Hathor. Essentially, a rattle with a sounding plates suspended on metal rods. The sistrum was either arched or in the shape of a miniature rectangular shrine, naos. On temple walls of those types might be featured together, as when they appear in the hands of the Emperor Augustus and Nero at the Temple of Dendera. Clappers survive from the early dynastic period, and sometimes the ends are carved to represent animal or human heads. Later examples are in the form of a human hand, with the head of Hathor carved below the rest. Bells and cymbals are comparatively late. Bells were often shaped with the features of the household goddess. The three main sizes of cymbal mostly date to the Greco-Roman or Coptic periods. A cylindrical drum from a tomb at Beni Hassan dating to the 12th dynasty and now in Cairo Museum is the earliest known Egyptian membranophones. A more common type is a barrel-shaped drum hung by a cord from the neck of the player. Such drums appear mainly in military scenes, but might also have been used at the dedication of a temple. Tambourines also belong to this group. A rectangular tambourine with a concave sides was briefly popular in the 18th dynasty for use at banquets. The more usual shape was a round tambourine of various sizes. This too was featured in banquet scenes and tombs, but it is also shown in the hands of peasants. Elaborately painted skin coverings for such tambourines are in the collections of the Cairo Museum and the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. The imblown flute is the characteristic aerophone of the Old Kingdom, though the earliest surviving example, again from Beni Hassan, dates from the Middle Kingdom. Such flutes were used throughout Egyptian history and have survived into modern times as the ney. Parallel pipes played with a single reed of the clarinet type were also common in the Old Kingdom. Various pipes with a double reed were introduced in the New Kingdom, very slender and easily damaged. These two pipe instruments were held to make an acute angle between them. Trumpets and bugles are shown in military scenes, and two such instruments are among the artifacts from Tutankhamun's tomb. One is of silver, and the other is of bronze or copper. Both are decorated with scenes involving Egypt's chief regimental gods. A monkey-shaped ocarina, ceramic pipe, and Greco-Roman ritons, drinking horns, used as musical instruments are among the rare aerophones in the Cairo Museum. The main Egyptian stringed instruments or chordophones were the harp. It assumed various shapes and sizes during its long history. The type with neck and soundbox making a continuous curve with the characteristic Egyptian harp. It might be as large as the magisterial instruments which tower above the standing players in scenes from the tomb Ramses III, or as small as those held in the shoulder of scenes in New Kingdom feast. The angular harp, usually with horizontal neck at the right angle to the vertical soundbox, may be an import from Asia. Neither the lyre nor the lute appear to be indigenous instruments. The lyre makes an early appearance in the tomb of Khnum-Hotep No. 3 at Beni Hassan in the hands of an Asiatic Bedouin from the eastern desert. But both instruments achieved popularity in the chamber groups of the New Kingdom. The lyre was either symmetrical, like the modern timbre, or asymmetrical and trapezoidal in profile. The lute could have either a long wooden soundbox or a smaller one of trotized shell. It was played with a plectrum. A typical ensemble depicted in Old Kingdom tomb scenes consists of an end-blown flute, double-barreled pipes, and a harp. The player, always male, may be seated opposite a musician who seems to be directing the performance with the various hand gestures. In the Middle Kingdom, female musicians assume a larger part in tomb scenes, and the parallel pipes tend to disappear. The importance of music in the Middle Kingdom is seen in the presence of harpists and singers among the wooden models made for a nobleman's tomb, his house of eternity. Theban tombs of the New Kingdom and later have many musical scenes. Thutmose III's vizier Rickmire had 3 such scenes represented in his tomb. Female players, often scantily clad and probably professional musicians, tend to predominate. The ensemble may contain all 3 stringed instruments, a pair of angled pipes and a tambourine, while a female dancer weaves back and forth among the musicians. Final testimony to the popularity of music among the Egyptians is the caricature of such an ensemble, with a lion, crocodile, ass or monkey shown playing the different instrument. And here our episode ends. Hope you enjoyed, and we will meet again next week. Thank you and have a great day.